Hear those birds? Oh, the glory of retiring or working from home. Man, ain't nothing like it, man. It's a spring day like this, a crisp breeze. It's about 50, 55 or so. Not a cloud in the sky. Got my pool back there. Man, it's just glorious. It's glorious. No other way around that. Now, come in about a month and a half, it's going to start getting too hot for me. I'm not going to lie to you. I can't take the heat, and the humidity and the heat just kill me. I'm a northern boy. No other way around. I've come to the conclusion. I'm a northern boy. I just can't. I could not live in Texas. Could not live in Arizona. It's just too hot and humid for me. Well, Texas and Arizona aren't hot and humid. It's too hot. And then the deep south is too hot and humid. I can't. It's bad. But right now, man, it's glorious. You can start seeing the sprouts on the trees back there. I don't know if y'all can see. Got some apple trees back there. A pear tree. I plant. Get my big old. Well, come on, man. Can I get my head out of the way? How do I get my head out of the way? Like this, I guess. Got a peach tree I planted back there. Plugged in on it's like dead to rights. Put it in on got from Lowe's for like $3. Plugged that puppy in. And it's freaking sprouting great. I got a plum tree back there that I thought was dead to rights when I moved it. Sucker's coming out great. Love it, man. That's my neighbor's house right behind me there. And you got woods back here. You can see the neighbors behind us, but once those trees start getting the leaves start coming in, you won't be able to see them. Use these guys. Anyway, the issue here is if you're sitting in some cube or some crappy old job, you're missing this. And look, we all have to sacrifice. I'm telling you, to get to where we want to be. The question is, are you continuing to sacrifice even though you already achieved where you need to be? I'm telling you, man, I cannot tell you how many people, they could hang up their boots if they just thought about it. But this incessant fear of, well, what if? I'm like, and in fact, it's my man Carl, who got banned off YouTube. He told me a video the other day, I think I forwarded it, that said you don't have that much life left. It's interesting because you factor in 7 to 8 hours a night sleeping. If you're still working some crappy old job and you're waiting for the weekends, living for the weekend. Anyway, whatever. It's Judas Priest. You don't have that much life left in terms of enjoyable time, and you can't waste it. Look, man, I'm 50. I worked in crappy old work until I was 46. So this is my 3.5 year being self-employed. So I quit my crappy old job in March of 2017, went to another crappy old job for 3 months, went to another crappy old job for 9 months. So it wasn't until March of 2018 that I became self-employed. So it's my 2018 to 2019, well, 2018 to 2019, 2019, 2020, 2022. So this is the start of my 4th year. First year I made no money. Last 2 years I made bank. This year we're off on the right foot too. Will that happen? I don't know. But I got a wife. I got a big fat mortgage on that guy right there. You can see. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can see a little right behind, over my left shoulder. You can see I put a little greenhouse in right there, mostly to keep old Finnegan away. And then you can't see up here, but my garden area's up there. But I sacrificed a crap old job. My wife sacrificed. She was making twice what I was making, my friends. Finn! Oh! I love that dog, but man, he whines that. So when we got married and living in Phoenix, she was making twice what I was making. She was working for a company called Pilgrim. She was a bond analyst. Started off as admin. Show up on time, did good work, and they promoted her to bond analyst. And she could have gone a long way, but we had kids. she sacrificed career. So we made no money. You know, for the first, we got married in 99. For the first 10 years of our life, we had no money whatsoever. We sacrificed. I was working some crappy old job. I was on the road. Back then, I was making sales calls. I'd go anywhere and everywhere to someone to freaking do business with me, man. In the initial part, I was a banker, and I tell you, that's a great experience. I tell all financial advisors, like they want to be financial advisors, said, man, I think you should go work in a bank. You'll learn street smarts in that regard for sure for a couple years. And then I went to work as a broker for Legg Mason, which later became Smith Barney. It's freaking literally cold walking, knocking on doors. You know, hey, like Ed Jones. I don't know if they still do, probably not, but did all that, walking into businesses, cold calling like a mofo, doing seminars. I mean, you name it, I did it, man. And it sucked, dude. No other way around there. So I sacrificed, and then I went to USAA, which was a good job. You know, I was getting paid well more than what I deserved. But be it as it may, I'm not going to give them their money back. I'm just still doing what they asked of me, and I did it well. But you know, you still got to deal with the corporate stuff. It just sucks, man. You can't be independent. You can't. It just sucks. But that was my sacrifice. And now I work 18 hours a day, but it's not really work, man. I mean, it's just not. It's enjoyment, and it brings me satisfaction. Inchworm, get out of there, inchworm. Yeah, I don't want that guy running around. Or it's gonna become a caterpillar. Get out of there, you. Hey, Pablo. But the issue is I get to, you know, my schedule's my own. I can get to come out here and enjoy the sun, get that vitamin D on my pasty white skin. Dude, you said you're white skin. That's racist. Actually, it's not white. It's like more of a, what is that, like a yellowish orange, if anything. But it's definitely pasty. My wife gets pretty dark. She's got the Iberian Peninsula in her, which is she gets for her mom because her dad's straight up Mick, or her dad, you know, passed on. But man, you don't get much more Mick than that. And I got some Mick in me, so I get to say that too without being called a racist. I'm a Kraut too, so I got Mick and Kraut in me, in some Northern European, you know, Scandinavian area. So pale is old Josh. My wife is part Irish, part you know, Spanish, I think, Portuguese or something like that. I don't know, from her mom's side, but she gets dark. It's actually kind of funny. All her siblings all have blue eyes. My wife's the only one with brown eyes. It's funny how many people go up to Charlotte. They don't do it so much anymore, but they used to just start speaking Spanish because she looks like she's Spanish. It's funny. Hey, what was I saying? But anyway, so when you can do whatever you want. Now you got to make a living, I grant you, but how much do you need in which to get by? You see what I'm saying? So my biggest thing is that guy right there. Once that guy's paid off, I mean, you know, we're gonna drive. We got vehicles that are paid for. There's no reason to get another car anytime soon. And we're talking 5 years, 10 years from now. We got you know, the only two big concerns are healthcare, but you know, I get it. Everyone's got that concern. And then, no, I just put those in the ground. I just put some hollies in the ground. He's sniffing at it, trying to think about digging around him. No, sirree, Bob. Anyway, so that right there is my biggest expense. And then, but healthcare would be second. We don't eat out that much. No, we do. We go on vacations on occasion. I don't like to fly. They can kiss my butt if you got to wear a mask. But I mean, I'll still do it if the old ball and chain demands that we go someplace, which is fine. And I'm not going to gripe about it. I just, you know, do what I'm told by the ball and chain. But anyway, other than that, we're just chill. Like most of you guys, just chill. You're relaxed. You're not spending that much. You got no car loan. You got no student loan debt, most likely. You got your house is, you know, almost paid off. We're going to downsize. I love the house. I love this here, but we're going to downsize. No reason to have that big of a house when the kids start, you know, getting out of the house. It just doesn't make any sense. You know, the kids will be out of the house, so our expenses will dramatically go down. College will be gone, and if they go to, I mean, Chloe will go. Maddie's already in there. We're already 3 years in. I already paid for Maddie for 3 years, so she's only got one more year. She gets a Zell Miller for her Georgia Tech, which means all she has to do is pay for room and board. Still, you know, $20,000 a year, but I mean, and that's a good, you know, going to Georgia Tech is a college that makes sense to go to. But I mean, I can come out here and do whatever I want. You know, it's just right now, I was just putting some fertilizer. I use a Mittleiter gardening weekly fertilizer. Just put some in the ground there. I was transplanting some. I got some seeds I put in my grow lights inside. I was just transplanting some of those out there. Are you able to do that? I bet not. because you're still working some crappy old job. And look, man, I'm not saying just quit today, but if you're having an issue, and are you sure you can't afford to leave? I don't know. People say, what about healthcare? Well, I just did a video today on healthcare. And if you get laid off, for instance, and you're on unemployment, you don't have a premium, man. It's nuts. Now, you got to look into that. But, I mean, you could not have a premium. Crazy. That's Diet Walmart cream soda. Always love cream soda. That's Diet, though. What's it? Aspartame. What are they using? Sucralose. Aspartame, yeah. Anyway, join me. It's awesome. It's awesome. When it gets a little bit warmer, we jump in that pool. Only thing I hope that peach tree sprouts. So the idea of getting a fresh peach. When we lived in Arizona, man, oh my lands, so in Phoenix and downtown, they flood everything, all right? So they have irrigation, and you go back in your backyard and you turn on a valve, and it just floods your whole your backyard, and then you got to turn it back off, or else you get penalized. Anyway, long story short, so it flooded like once a month, I think, and that was enough to moisten the ground. So you have these huge orange trees and grapefruit trees and pomegranates. Oh man, I was watching a video guy today on and he had some orange trees. He's outside of San Diego. He said, man, I got so many oranges, I don't even know what to do with them. I said, oh, man, send them some, but I'm not going to pay that for shit. But it's just like nothing better than an orange tree, man. Oh, fresh. Oh, I was like, man, I can handle that. It's good stuff. And that's what I hope that my peaches will do. My plums out there, my apples at some point. I haven't sprouted yet, but they're 4 years old. One fell over last year. Sucks. I did end up taking it down. Some people say it'll grow again, but yeah, not worth it. They need us a little bit more space anyway. So anyway, join me, man. Join me. Retire or work from home. It's awesome. We'll see you.